How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Figuring It Out Finance podcast, where I, your host, Chris Rickenbaugh, am documenting my journey in real estate and business while also talking a little bit about travel hacking and personal finance. So today's episode, if you read the title, is all about travel hacking, some really cool bonuses offering by Hilton Hotels, and I wanted to talk about what that is and how I'm going to be using it and a little bit more of the power of points. But before I do that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I think I already said YouTube, where I am Figuring It Out Finance on all of those platforms. And go check out figuringitoutfinance.com, where you can have the links to all of those platforms and stay up to date with everything that I'm doing. So, hopping into the podcast. So, if you don't know what travel hacking is, so it's using points to be able to cut down on your travel expenses to travel for nearly free. So, if you use your points right, you use the sign up bonuses and your regular spending on a credit card to be able to earn points to be able to pay for travel. So a lot of people say, oh, well, this takes too long. Well, if you do it right and you listen to the right people, you'll understand that signing up for credit cards really isn't that big of a deal. And if you're paying it off every single month and using it like a debit card to where you don't pay more than you have in your bank account, then you're going to be fine. You're going to have a great credit score, and you're going to be able to have all of these awesome travel benefits, or you can have them for cash back. But they go a lot more ways in travel. So, getting into today's episode. So, if you have stayed at some different hotels, Hilton right now has a transfer bonus from American Express for 2.6 times the points. So this is what I did for my points. I transferred 260,000 points over to Hilton, and now I have 676,000 points. So this is going to book 5 nights in the Maldives. So I've kind of researched some of the different resorts in the Maldives. We've looked at going there. And so say I had 500,000 points in Amex, and I'm like, all right, well, how am I going to use these? Because 500,000, it'll go pretty far, but being able to maximize this to where I basically gave myself an extra 400,000 points, it's like, that's going to take me a lot farther. So that simple points transfer paid for my hotel stay. So looking at some of the hotels in the Maldives, and that's again in the Maldives, in a little ocean, beautiful hotels. This is where you see the little cabanas on the water that you can walk out and swim right on the water. I wanted to break down kind of what that price difference is and, just how to maximize it, because this is exactly how I'm using it now. Hilton has a ton of hotels, ton of resorts, but this is exactly where I've been looking, and I've been figuring out how to cut down on this expense, and here it is. So let's take a look at this first hotel or first resort. It is the Hilton Maldives Amingiri Resort and Spa. So this at the Hilton Honors discount is $1,253 a night. So let's go ahead and transfer that over to points, and now that is only 110,000 points per night. So that will get me actually 6 nights in this resort for the points that I transferred over, where if I just had the regular Amex points and it was a normal transfer, no multipliers, I would only be able to get 2. So that's 110,000 points over from over a $1,200 stay per night. So that's how much points and that's how much money you're saving. I mean, this would cost well over $6,000 if you were booking regularly with money. So checking out another one here, I'm probably going to end up staying at that one. The Amingiri, won't be able to speak the language, but we'll be going there. Let's check out another one. So the Barrows Maldives and SLH Hotel. So this is saying that it's $767 a night. Let's bounce over to points, and that is 120,000 points per night. So again, you're saving a good $4,000 to where you can stay at that hotel compared to using cash. So that is the power of points, and that's what I wanted to really just push out there. It's like, if you are not using your points, if you are only using a debit card, hey, that's good for you. But if you're looking to travel with families, there's ways to be able to maximize your spending. Because if you're only putting it on a debit card, fine. If you want to stay out of debt, you don't want to mess with credit cards, fine. But if you also want to do some really cool things in travel, you're really organized, and you're not able to, or how do I want to say it? You're not afraid of credit cards. So credit cards aren't scary if you do the educating on them. So if you use it like a normal debit card, pay it off every week or two, then you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to have some really, really cool trips and really cool benefits, and you're going to be able to maximize those points mainly in travel. So that's what I wanted to push out there, but this is how I'm using my points, is that we are going to be booking the honeymoon and starting to figure that out now. And it's like, all right, how can we maximize our points? How can we earn more? And that's where we knew we had the Maldives on our list on one of the stops. I think we're going to hit Paris. I think we're going to hit Dubai. And then I think we're going to hit the Maldives before we end up heading home. So now it's figuring out, okay, the Maldives, that's a really expensive trip. We're not going to have 1 million points, and the points are only going to get us to go so far. So when I saw this multiplier, I'm like, ooh, I should hop on this. So that basically paid my entire trip. We'll be able to stay there for a good 4 or 5 nights, just hanging out and relaxing. And then we might even have a couple points that we have left over. So if you're not using points in the right way, get educated on them to be able to take some really cool trips and save a lot of money for your family on travel. This could even the points could be used for traveling to go home and see family. So, just being able to really maximize it, understand it, not be scared of it, you're going to be fine, and you're going to be able to take some really, really cool trips. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, is how I'm using that 2.6x multiplier on the Hilton transfer bonus over from American Express. If you don't have it, go check it out. It could be worth it. So this is all I got for this Friday on the podcast. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully with a closing day on flip number 3. We'll have an update on flip number 2. And then we're working on another subject to opportunity. One of those opportunities I talked about on Wednesday was we're going to have to delay that for a month, let the seller just kind of relax for a second, and we're going to go back in, hopefully in October, and be able to put something together. So this is all I got for today, but thank you for tuning in to the Figuring It Out Finance podcast, episode number 68. Chris Rickenbaugh, your host. We'll see you next time.